everyone, welcome back to the channel and welcome to another daily energy draw. This is Romance Angels Friday and this is Friday, November 22nd, 2019. I got that right. Friday, November 22nd, 2019. And when I split the deck, we've got wedding and very soon because we are using the Romance Angels deck, because who doesn't like to start the weekend with a little bit of romance? So, let's see what we have in store for today. I am hoping to do an Ascension Confessions video. Today is the anniversary of when my divine counterpart and I reconnected. After, we knew each other since we were 10 years old. When we were launched on the Ascension journey as a whole back in 2017. And it's when everything kind of started. So what I'm going to do is I am going to hopefully do a recap of my Ascension journey, how I've transformed, what I've learned, how I've evolved, all that good stuff, especially with regards to Ascension as a whole, especially as regards to healing as a whole. So make sure you stay tuned for that. I will have that up sometime soon. I'm hoping to record that, but November has been a month of flux, so I've been in a state of rest and recovery and recuperation and hermiting, so we'll see what happens, but I'm hoping to have that up, so stay tuned to the channel for that. That will be coming. Okay, what is it? November 22nd, 2019. Spirit, what do you have to say for November 22nd, 2019? I am high-vibing today, you guys. I haven't felt this good in a really long time. I don't know what's going on. November 22nd, 2019. We have past life relationship. You have known each other before. The very first thing I'm getting is reunion energy. If you have not been with your divine counterpart in a while, if you've been in separation, perceived separation, because you're never truly separate, you're just separate in the physical, energetically you're never apart. If you've been in so-called perceived separation, this feels like reunion energy. Somebody from your past is coming back into your life. It feels very Six of Cups, very nostalgic, very daydreamy, very loving, very nurturing. It's a positive relationship. It's a positive new cycle is what I'm hearing. Because if you have known each other in past lives, and divine counterparts you have, if you have known each other for past lives, then you have been clearing out those past lives. I'm debating on whether they're calling me to, and I'm debating on whether or not I want to share this. Okay, I'm going to share this. I was doing a meditation yesterday. I pre-record all of these, so this is Monday. But I was doing a meditation, a guided meditation from YouTube on yesterday, and I was immediately brought away from the guided meditation and into my own visions of a past life in either Lemuria or Atlantis. I couldn't tell which, but I was a high priestess, very royal, very high level. I've never, ever, my friends can attest to this, been called to associate with anything royalty. I've always been called to Cinderella before the ball, the Cinderella as the chimney sweep kind of thing. I was never the princess. I never felt a kinship to that princess queen energy. But that was a block because what I understood from that past life vision, I had been kind of dethroned with the fall of the empire of Atlantis or Lemuria, whichever one it was. They showed me my crown actually being knocked off my head, almost like I wasn't deserving, but I had very powerful healing energies. And I could actually, as I was doing the meditation, I could actually feel that healing energy within my hands. It felt very, very powerful. I was in a meadow prior to the fall. I was in a meadow, and my divine counterpart was riding up on a white horse, no less. And we knew that it was going to be our last moments together. We were embracing each other. We were loving each other. We were speaking to each other. It's interesting because he had visions. It's almost like in this lifetime, it feels like some of the gifts are reversed, wherein I'm doing the channeling and the visions, and he's a very powerful energy healer. But he had this vision. He knew what was to come, and we were having that final moment. And I was sobbing throughout this entire meditation because it felt like abandonment. It felt like we were being split apart, and it felt like a complete loss. And that's what I felt. I've had other lifetimes where he and I were split apart, where I was left alone, where he had passed, where it felt like abandonment, where it felt like, a letting go. We were always reunited. I've had visions where we were reunited on the other side in energetic form, but in lifetimes, whenever we were in physical lifetimes, it felt like we were always split apart, that we could never come together. And that was very painful for both of us. As this vision continued in this meadow, I saw myself in this physical form as Susan, along with my divine counterpart in his physical form in this lifetime, walking up to our past life vessels, that high priestess, that high priest energy, that king and that queen energy. We walked up to them and we had a conversation with them, and we said, that was a past lifetime. You can let that go. You don't need to hold on to that past lifetime, because now you're calling back pieces of yourself. Now you're calling back all the fragments of yourself that have been split apart. You're together now in this lifetime. You're healing in this lifetime. You're growing together in this lifetime. You're not going to be split apart again. Not in the way that you were. Not abandoned like you were. Because now you're on this journey of ascension. Now you're remembering who you truly are. Now you're remembering who you truly are to each other. And we, all four of us, took hands and stood up, and I saw it was happening for my divine counterpart as well, but I was actually focused on myself in that high priestess body, in that high priestess vessel. I saw her body kind of disintegrating into purple twinkling lights, and it was called back into my own body, called back into my own vessel, until it was just me and my divine counterpart in this lifetime, this body as Susan, as my divine counterpart, standing side by side. It was like we had called back those pieces of ourselves that we had so long ago abandoned or forgotten. That's this energy. That's what's happening now. As you're coming into union with each other, as you're coming to reunion with your divine counterpart, you are bringing the past back into this lifetime. You are converging all of those past lifetimes, all those timelines, those fractured timelines are converging onto the here and the now in the present moment, in this dimension, in this time and space, right here, right now. And we've been channeling that for maybe the better part of 6 months to a year, if you watch some of my older videos, because what they were showing me is you in this incarnation, right here and right now, this central location, right here, right now. And what's been happening is it's almost like the universe, shooting stars is what they were showing me, like all these, like, I don't know how to explain it. I will never be able to explain it unless I can do an animation of it. It's almost like you have this central location right here, and coming in from all dimensions, all spaces and times, different timelines, different versions of you, different versions of your divine counterpart, all converging onto this time and space of who you are right now. That's what's happening. Timelines are collapsing. Past lifetimes are collapsing. You're calling back those fragments of yourself. And that's what's happening with union. That's what it is with coming into inner union, being whole within yourself, calling back all those lost pieces, all those fragments, all those past lifetimes. And as you do that, you come into wholeness with your divine counterpart, because they're doing the same thing. And then you come together into that final union, that sacred union, that togetherness, that unity, that merging of the soul self, where once, before you were human incarnate, you were soul, and that soul was split into two human vessels so that you could experience duality. And it's almost like you chose that so that you could experience that duality for your soul's growth. So I'm going to get this right, because we've channeled this before. This is getting deep, you guys, and I apologize. It's not quite Romance Angels Friday. It's more Ascension Friday, but this is big, because sacred union is big. what has happened, there are some souls who are not twins, who are not counterparts. Everybody has soulmates, everybody has counterparts in that divine right, but there are some who are not that one soul split into two. And that's fine, that's choice. That is your own soul's evolution, that's your own soul's growth, that's your own individual choice. And there is not a hierarchy. If you are at any point thinking that you are more or less than because of the path that you've chosen as a soul, that's ego, that's spiritual ego, and that must be dissolved, because there is no hierarchy when it comes to souls, because you're all part of source. Very important to understand that. That is unity consciousness. You are all one, no matter what path you have chosen. There are some who have chosen to incarnate as individual souls, and that is just you deciding to, experience life as yourself, as soul. And you're working through your own evolution. Because you're evolving as one soul. Then there are those who have chosen to, as one soul, split into two bodies. It doesn't matter. It's either male male, female female, or male female. It doesn't matter the gender. It's the energy, the masculine and the feminine energy. It's because you came here to experience almost like you were the overachievers, they're saying. Almost like you wanted to be at the head of the class. And again, that's not to say there's a hierarchy. That's just for description purposes. It's because you wanted to accelerate your soul growth. And what better way to accelerate your soul growth than by splitting into two and experiencing double the life, double the lifetimes, double the experiences, double the life lessons. Take this incarnation, for example. You and your divine counterpart are here on this earth together as two souls, as two individual people. You're one energy, you're one soul, but your divine counterpart has experienced their life. They've experienced relationships, they've experienced work, they've experienced career, they've experienced mission, they've experienced whatever it is that they're experiencing, their home life, their family, whatever it is that they're experiencing that as their individual bodies, as their individual person. You're over here doing the same. You've had your experiences, you've had your, illnesses, your triumphs, your successes, your downfalls, you've had your relationships, you've had your family, you've experienced, and with divine counterparts, with twins, you experience it in parallel, and that's because things are very similar between you two. You grow up in the same kind of environment. It may look different, like different religions, different, but it's might be same socioeconomic status, might be same family. It feels like it's parallel because it is, because you're experiencing it dualistically. That is for your soul growth. God, I hope that I'm translating this correctly. And so I hope it'll resonate for those who it's meant to resonate for at this time. Bookmark this, save this for another time. If it's not resonating with you at this time, just move on to another video. That's okay. For those who are at this point, you'll understand this. So you and your divine counterpart have been experiencing life somewhat separately, individually, is what they like to say. Because it's like you're experiencing accelerated soul growth. Because from everything you experience, you learn. From everything you experience, it helps you to evolve and it helps you to grow. And that is because you're helping source energy to grow. You're helping source energy to expand. You're helping the universe to expand. As you evolve as a soul, no matter if you're a twin or not, as you evolve as a soul, the universe evolves as well. And so that is what you're doing. When you come back together now, you're coming back together to merge your lives, your individual lives, now joining to become one in the physical. And you're merging your energies back together into that one soul, into that oneness. The divine masculine, the divine feminine, coming back into sacred union as one. It's that yin yang energy. You've been kind of separate, right? The excuse me. The yin and the yang. It's, if you see the yin and the yang, I don't have a symbol of that right now. Actually, give me a second. I'm gonna drop everything. I'm gonna drop everything. in one of these. I know it's in this deck somewhere here. So give me 1 second because here it is. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Thank you for not having me shuffle through 1,000 cards to get here. Okay, this is, let's say, I don't know which is which. Let's say this is divine feminine and this is divine masculine. Say this was separate. You always carried a piece of your counterpart with you. They always carried a piece of you with them. But you were kind of operating separately for that dualistic purpose, so that you could experience things separately before you came back together. But now sacred union is merging the two pieces together. It's two parts to the same whole, is how they've always described it to me. Two parts of the same whole. So what you're doing is you're coming back together to create this perfect union, this perfect circle, this perfect divine unity energy, this union energy, coming back to work in tandem. And what they're actually showing me is this yin-yang symbol is actually revolving, going around and around and around. It's almost like when you come back together, everything clicks into place and it starts manifesting. It starts revolving around and around and around. It's almost like a machine that was working kind of fine on its own, but when it comes together, when you put two parts together, it's like it's a brand new machine. It's like it levels up. It's like it's been harmonized, is the word that they're giving me. That's what's happening here. It's like the gear is finally switched into place because you're coming into sacred union, because you're coming into that partnership. That's what this is. All of those past lives have come back around to you. It's all of those fragmented pieces coming back so that you can be reunited in this lifetime, in this incarnation, for this sacred union, for this coming together, for this partnership. Okay, I know that was really, really in depth, and it was really kind of high level ascension. We've channeled that here in readings before, similar energy before, and I have a feeling that they're just going to continue with that in readings going forward. So make sure that you do stay tuned. Check out the channeled messages playlist because there is a lot more on ascension, sacred union, and what it truly means to be a divine counterparts in those special channeled message readings. So make sure that you do check that out if this is resonating with you, because it goes a lot more into depth there. But this is what sacred union is, you guys. It's coming back into wholeness. It's coming back into unity. It's coming back into the truth of who you are, which is one with your divine counterpart. It's not just relationship. It's not just, commitment. It is so much more than that. It is so much more, and that's what they really, truly want you to understand. And your past life relationship is a part of that. It has played a crucial part in that. That is what you're healing. That's what you're bringing back into fruition. That's what you're merging and blending your energies back together for everything that you've learned, everything that you've been through individually. You're now coming back together and now working as one unit. You're working in partnership. You're working in that sacred union. And it's just, there's no separating now. There's no separation now because you are and always have been one. Wow. I'm telling you, these dailies have been truly, truly unexpected and beautiful. So I hope this resonated with you. Please like, comment, and subscribe if it does. We'll be back with some more readings coming up. We'll be back with dailies next week. And in December, we'll be back with a regular schedule. So make sure you stay tuned for that. I'm sending you guys so much love, so much light, and we'll see you soon.